My loving Sairam to all. Bharani, you may start with your opening prayer, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Sairam.
Sairam.
Om Shri Sairam.
Om Shri Sairam.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our dearest Sai, respected elders, brothers, sisters. My loving Sairam to you all. First and foremost, I would like to thank Swami for giving me the opportunity to be here today and allowing me to serve through SSSGC, Canada's National Council. My name is Yadahi Jeevan, and I am currently the Secretary on the National Council. I would like to welcome you all to this auspicious occasion here today. And to begin today's program, I would like to call upon the National President of the SSSGC Canada, Auntie Aruna Suvendran, followed by today's MC for the morning, Sister Sharanya Sri Skandaraja.
Sairam, right now we'll start the program with lighting the lamp. Brother Dayalan is going to light the lamp for this event. Thank you, Brother Dayalan. My humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan. Om Sri Sai Ram to all. First and foremost, we offer our gratitude to our beloved Swami for deeply rooting us to Puttaparthi by granting and blessing the SSSGC, that is Sri Sathya Sai Global Council. We are extremely fortunate to be part of SS Global Council, SS Sri Sathya Sai Global Council. This gives us immense pleasure to be connected to our Lord, Sai Mother's home. When you call Pattivasa, Patti is not something for negotiation for any Sai devotees. Our beloved Swami and Patti is one and the same. Swami blessed us with a gift on his 95th birthday by announcing the formation of SSGC, that is in Sri Sathya Sai Global Council in Puttaparthi. In doing so, Swami has given all of us an opportunity to practice his core teaching of love and unity to earn his grace and blessings. Sri Sathya Sai Global Council was offered on July 24th, Guru Purnima Day, representing the fullness which allows you to feel contentment, happiness, and peace. With this note, Swami has blessed with devoted and dedicated members for National Council members of Canada to serve as loving devotees. I love to introduce here. I would like to introduce the National Council members. Vice President, Sister Kumudini Kumarasamy. Secretary, Sister Jataki Jeevan. Server Coordinator, Brother Dayalan Sivapadam. Education Coordinator, Sister Narmada Bhaskaran. Youth Female Coordinator, Sister Sharon Sriskandaraja. Treasurer, Sister Jayanti Lebaharan. Media Coordinator, Brother Bharani Ramakoti. We would like to appreciate all the centers that has been joined for now to the global Sri Sathya Sai Global Council. Scarborough Sai Center, Lansdowne Sai Center, Donville Sai Center, Markham Devotional Group, Markham and Eglinton Sai Center, Middlefield Sai Center, Morningside Sai Center, Sai Samarpan Center from Alberta. So thanks Swami for giving this Sri Sathya Sai Global Council to serve his devotees. Without further ado, now I welcome Dr. Axay Kalathia, Zone 1 Chair, Professor Sunanda Degamboda, Central Coordinator of Sri Sathya Sai Global Council of Sri Lanka, Dr. Balu Karanam, National President, Sri Sathya Sai Global Council, USA, Krishna Ramavatar, National President of Sri Sathya Sai Global Council of West Indies, and our Zone 1 Media Coordinator, Shai Shravan Serkuri, for joining our SSSGC Canada Inauguration Ceremony. Thank you and Sairam. Now I would like to pass on to the MC to begin the inauguration ceremony, Sharon Sriskandaraja. Thank you so much. Jai Sairam.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our divine Swami. Om Shri Sai Ram, everyone. My name is Sharanya Sriskandaraja, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all here this morning. Thank you for joining us today for this very special occasion, the inauguration ceremony of the Sri Sathya Sai Global Council in Canada. We are humbled and blessed to be a part of his mission and to be with Global Council as we pay homage to Swami's eternal home and abode of peace, Shanti Nilaya. At this time, I would like to invite our National Devotional Coordinator, Uncle Sridhar Rajagopal, to introduce our first guest speaker, who is none other than Dr. Axay Kalathia, Zone 1 Chair of the Sri Sathya Sai Global Council. Thank you and Sai Ram.
Sairam sister, thank you for a wonderful introduction. My humble pranams to the lotus feet of beloved Bhagwan Baba. My dear brothers, sisters, youth, and children, Om Shri Sai Ram. Today, the August 29, 2021, Sunday morning, how fortunate we are to be gathered here today to inaugurate our Sri Sathya Sai Global Council of Canada on an auspicious day close to Sri Krishna Janmashtami, which will be celebrated tomorrow, Monday, August the 30th in Prashanti Nilayam. Today, I'm honored to introduce our Zone 1 Chair, Dr. Axay, Shanti, Kalathia. Zone 1 consists of US, West Indies, and Canada. Dr. Axay Shanti Kalathia was born in Mumbai, India, and raised in the US since the age of 6. In 1985, as an university science student with an atheistic worldview, he showed no interest or curiosity when first hearing about Sri Sathya Sai Baba from his aunt and uncle, who were ardent devotees of Bhagavan living abroad. One day in 1987, purely by his grace, he was instantly transformed from being a 0% believer to a 100% believer. His first of many visits to Prashanti Nilayam was in 1988. And since 2000, he has been privileged to travel annually to serve in Sri Sathya Sai General Hospital in Puttaparthi as an ENT surgeon. Starting as a Balikas teacher in 1987, he has gone on to serve in his organization in various roles, including the St. Petersburg Tampa Center as a president, as a vice president, as a service coordinator, as an SSC teacher, and as an YA advisor. He has served, and he has also served as an US Region 3 president, as a vice president, devotional coordinator, and YA advisor. He has served as a national service coordinator and national disaster relief team coordinator for the US. He is currently the Zone 1 chair for the Sri Sathya Sai Global Council. His wife, Kalis, and he celebrated the 30th wedding anniversary this year, and they are blessed with 4 children. So we are fortunate to have Dr. Axay today to address the gathering. And before I call upon Dr. Axay, I just wanted to share an incident which happened in Brindavan, Whitefield, Tribe Brindavan. It just takes about 2 minutes if you can bear with me. It so happened, I'm sure many of you know that Swami loves each and everyone, like, and even the animals. Swami had a small zoo in Tribe Brindavan. Like, he had all the pets, like rabbits, lovebirds, parrots, bunnies, and deers. So it so happened, Swami, after giving morning darshan, regular routine, he used to go and give darshan for his pets as well, for the animals. And Swami will ask the boys to bring some fruits for the deers. So a student will cut the fruits and give it in Swami's hand, and Swami will feed the animals. So on one such occasion, what happened was Swami was feeding and he was calling deer. So you all know that Swami says, nobody could understand Swami. So Swami called deer twice. Nobody showed up. And then Swami called deer, and the 4-legged deers ran towards Bhagwan. So though the students and all were there in Tribe Brindavan sitting and looking at it, they didn't understand whom Swami was calling. And Swami told them, you see, I called a deer, D-E-A-R. That's our two-legged animals. That's what we are. We didn't show interest to going to Swami, but Swami said, I called DEER, deer, and they came running to me with no thought, right? So this global council, which Bhagavan has formed for us, we should not have a moment to think whether I should join this or not. Swami calls you, we got to be like the deers, DEERs, like a deer, go running towards Bhagavan. That's his call. And you know that Bhagavan needs us and he's calling us. So that's how we got to be like. This is what I wanted to share. Be like a both dear and dear to Bhagavan. And now I call upon Dr. Axay Kalathia to address this morning's inauguration gathering. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, I offer myself at the sweet, divine lotus feet of our dear Bhagavan, Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Sai Ram, everyone. So happy to be here on this joyful, auspicious occasion for all of Canada to inaugurate the Sri Sathya Sai Global Council of Canada. Just a couple of words on why this Global Council initiative was undertaken and formed. And it's really very simple. Very simply, it's to carry forward this theme of unity that's always been so dear to our beloved Swami. We have the All India organization, we have the Central Trust and all of its institutions, and we have the International Organization. All were always united and connected via the guidance of the physical form of this avatar in Prashanti Nilayam. And we all know that Swami on numerous occasions has shared how Mother Ishwarama has requested Swami stay in Prashanti, and he resolved that this mission of his will always be centered from Prashanti Nilayam. And it is with carrying this desire of Mother Ishwarama and Sri Sathya Sai Baba that this global council has been formed to continue to make Prashanti Nilayam the epicenter of this great Sri Sathya Sai mission and to align with this directive of unity. So to carry forward this theme of unity going forward, one of the things is this Zoom platform that we're all on today. It's really opened up so many opportunities to allow us to have so many new, fresh avenues for collaboration. So carrying forward this theme of unity, we of course start with unity with ourselves. We want to be united in our thought and our word and our deed. We want to be united with our family. We want to be united with our center, our region, our country. And as a zone, we can also be united. And of course, we all know that the Sri Sathya Sai Center functions independently. It is the heart of our organization. 95% of all center activities form the heart of our organization. So in that regard, nothing changes. Every center and all the devotees continue their devotional singing program with the same love and dedication. They continue their service projects with the same love and dedication, and their education and study with the same love and dedication that you've always done. One of the things we're trying to do is just enhance the collaboration and communication. So one of the ideas that we have that we're putting forth is forming zonal committees. And the committees are nothing but an opportunity for members with certain skills and interests to serve. It's just another opportunity to serve in Swami's organization, to help all the devotees in all of our zone. The other area that we want to unite and collaborate is we're encouraging the national presidents of all the countries in our zones and the national officers to engage in communication and dialogue so we can learn from each other and we can all benefit from each other's expertise. Of course, we all know the officers in this sacred organization are servants. They're servants of Swami and they're servants of Swami's devotees. So the role of the officer is not to micromanage and not to give directive after directive. It's simply to facilitate, to educate, to help unite. And of course, using Swami's teachings as the guiding light and giving those priority above all else. And our goal is to help achieve this. Our goal is to be transparent, to be receptive, and to be responsive. So I want to congratulate Canada, all of the wonderful, beautiful Sai members, and the entire Canadian leadership team for accepting these important roles. And I really look forward to working with all of you and listening to and witnessing to this rest of this wonderful program, and especially listening from our distinguished speaker, Professor Sunanda Degamboda, and the rest of the program. So I turn that back over to you, Sharon. Thank you so much, Sairan.
Thank you, Brother Axay, for your inspiring words. As you mentioned, carrying forward this theme of unity, which has always been dear to our Swami, is the locus of the Sri Sathya Sai Global Council. United and connected through his physical form in Prashanti Nilayam is something that he has always emphasized. And as you mentioned, brother, his mission will always be centered in Prashanti. So let us all carry forward the vision of Mother Ishwarama and Swami to keep Prashanti the epicenter and the nucleus of his mission, and to enhance collaboration and communication and strive for this brighter path forward. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Balu Karanam, the National President for the United States, to share a few words with us.
Offering my most humble salutations at the lotus feet of beloved Swami. Thank you all, for giving this wonderful opportunity for me to say a few words. Wonderful to be with the Canadian Sathya Sai Global Council national team. Just echoing Brother Axay, words. Global Council was formed to bring everybody together, and so that we can get connected to Prashant Nilayam. As Swami beautifully said, he once in his discourse, he said why he came down at Puttaparthi. Avatarinchuta yanutalo arthamemi prajalapai prema vatsalya paratatoda vari sthayiki daivambu vachu bhuviki jiva pragnato patuga daiva pragna. Saying that the Almighty Lord comes down in human form, beautiful human form, with all the capacity, with all the divine capacities, but in this beautiful human form, so that we can relate, we can talk, we can touch, and we can speak to him. That's what happened in Sathya Sai Avatar. He has given this opportunity. But when God comes down to earth, he chooses a place, isn't it? He didn't choose the Madras, which was previously called Chennai. These are the big cities in India, Bangalore, Delhi. No, he didn't choose. He has chosen a small village. It was, by the way, it was in the Madras state. That time still, British were ruling India, Sri Lanka, all these areas. They were ruling us. So Swami has chosen this beautiful place. It is, nested in the hills, beautiful Chitravati river. That is the holy land of Puttaparthi. He came down and, he showed us how to live. He showed us why the human life has been given. Swami says that, Devu nerugunatti telivi yokkate chalu, tatparambu telivi tattedela. Saying that the only intelligence you need to have to know God, to love God, to show that this Lord has come down to give us, show us the path, how to realize our own innate divinity. So with the Global Council, all the zones are directly connected to Puttaparthi. Unlike previously all the zones used to go somewhere and some person used to get connected to Puttaparthi. No longer like that. We are directly connected to Puttaparthi. At this juncture, I congratulate all of you for coming, together and making the national team and moving forward. And also, let's all together as a zone, let's plan a Puttaparthi pilgrimage. How about that? Because Swami's 100th birthday is coming in 2025. Let us all prepare and let us all, go together and enjoy, divine presence, and let's sing bhajans, do the cultural programs there. With that, I congratulate all of you, wishing you all whatever is the help needed from across the border. Border is not a big, obstacle for, helping each other and, serving each other. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you, Uncle Balu, for your insightful remarks. I am sure we are all touched by your warm invitation and about Swami's words that the human birth is a beautiful birth, as well as your words of going to Swami and organizing a pilgrimage together. I am sure we can all resonate with that, especially during these unprecedented times where we have not been able to see each other in person. I think we can all hold on to that hope and that light that we can all go to Prashanti together and stand united and stand collaborative. Next, I would like to call upon our brother Krishna Ramatar, our national president for West Indies, to share a few words.
Sai Ram Charan. I think Brother Krishna is not on in the video, or it's in the Zoom.
Okay, Sai Ram, everyone. So we will pass it on back to our national president, who I believe has a few words to share.
Okay, Sai Ram, everyone. I just wanted to say, in our National Council members, I think I have missed a person here. Very important. There's our spiritual coordinator, Brother Sridhar Rajagopal, is also in our national team. I was glad to inform to you all. Thank you so much, Jai Sai Ram. And now I pass on to Sharon again. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie. At this moment, I would like to welcome our National Education Coordinator, Sister Narmada Bhaskaran, to introduce our second guest speaker for today, Professor Sunanda Degamboda, Sri Sathya Sai Global Council of Sri Lanka Central Coordinator.
Thank you, Sharon. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagavan, Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Om Sai Ram. It is a pleasure to introduce Professor Sunanda Degamboda. Professor Sunanda Degamboda is a Buddhist by birth who acknowledges with great devotion and gratitude that Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba has guided him to find new meaning to his religion. He's a testament to Swami's declaration that he has come to make a Christian a better Christian, a Buddhist a better Buddhist, and a Hindu a better Hindu. He came into Swami's fold in the mid-90s and was pulled by an urge to have Swami's darshan in 1995. In spite of his inner conflict as a devout Buddhist about making a pilgrimage to India to see Swami, he proceeded to see Swami in 1995 with his family. The impact of the trip changed his life, and he has been a devout follower of Swami ever since. He has been active in Sri Sathya Sai organization in Sri Lanka over 2 decades. Professor Sunanda Degamboda was appointed as a member of the Committee on Ethics and Value Education in Sri Lanka's Ministry of Education in recognition of the work of the education wing of Sri Sathya Sai organization in Sri Lanka. He has functioned as a Deputy Central Coordinator and a Chairman of the Central Council of the Sathya Sai Seva organization in Sri Lanka. At present, he is a Central Coordinator of the Global Council in Sri Lanka. He has also authored a book on Swami, which he was fortunate to be able to present to Swami in 2007. In his professional life, after graduating as an engineer, he pursued a career in university academics as a professor of industrial engineering. He has worked in the Open University and University of Kalathia. It is an honor for us to have him here with us on this momentous occasion. Thank you. Professor Sunanda Nigamboda, to you.
Sai Ram, my humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. I am here at the invitation of your organization. In fact, we are 10,000 kilometers apart right now. That is the distance between Toronto and Colombo. But our hearts are very close to each other. So with the formation of the Global Council, our closeness of hearts was displayed. Brother Arnodin conducted a very, very beautiful satsang. And then my former colleague Aruna was the person who really invited me and connected us. So our hearts are very close to each other. I will not speak very much about the Global Council because the previous speakers gave a vivid perspective of the Global Council. So I go straight to my presentation. Aruna, can I have the screen shared? Okay. Right. Can I go to the presentation? Yes, good. Right. Now I start with the very strange picture. Please, the presentation mode, please. I can't do it.
If you want, Professor, I can share. Would you like me to? Okay.
All right, good. So a strange picture of a man is very thirsty and he grieves and cries because he has an intense thirst. Yes, please, the others. Good. Right. But you can see he is in a pouring rain. There is water all around. Plus, there is a cup in his hand, but unfortunately, it turned downwards. So he can't get water. Now, if he turns this cup upwards, he will have enough water to drink and to quench his thirst. Yes, next picture, please.
Yeah.
Good, good. Now this rain, Swami's divine grace is just like this rain. Raining all over the universe without any discrimination or differences or bias for anybody. Anybody can experience this grace only if we turn our cup upwards. Now let me explain what is this turning of our cup upwards to get water filled. My mic is getting muted on and off. I don't know. Right. So what I said was, Swami's divine grace is like this rain pouring all over the world, universe. So for us to get that divine grace, the water of divine grace, it is a matter of turning the cup upwards. Next slide, please. Yes. One more. Right. Now, in this world, we can find 5 categories of people. Number 1 are what are called the non-believers. and they depend only on their egoistic skills. So they achieve something, maybe a educational degree, or playing soccer with my skills. There is no God in their lives. Next slide, please. You also have, yes, another set of people, another category. They have no God. But whenever they are in distress, they come and worship the God. Occasionally. Yes, very good. Third, there's another category of people who worship the God regularly, but still lives a mundane life, a secular life. There's another category. Next one, yes. The fourth category are the people who lead a spiritual life, searching the God very intensely. They may be households or renunciants or yogis, but they belong to that beautiful category. And finally, they are liberated. They reach moksha or Brahman. Next. Now, my question is, how long is this journey? I don't want you to answer, but just think of it. Yes. Now, I will give you a very particular example in Sri Lanka. A person who went on the fast track journey. Yes. The story of an unbeliever, the first category. Yes. Now you can see this picture. I'll tell who this is. But from his attire, you can see he's a very educated person. Okay. Now this man is, at a time, he was the vice chancellor of the Colombo University. Name, one Nandadasa Kodagoda, we can say Kodagoda. He's a very tough guy. If somebody tells you, phone him and tell something, I would prefer not to, because if I make a little mistake, he will blast at me. But I still think he had a very good heart. Now, being a scientist, he will not believe anything that falls outside the framework of modern science. For example, if somebody says we can create vibhuti or something out of nothing, he will say, no, nothing doing, that is wrong. According to the modern science, especially physics, you can transform one object to another. For example, to find charcoal, you burn some wood, it can be transformed into charcoal, but you can't create charcoal. Now, this particular person, he had to go to Bangalore in India to attend a two-week conference. During the first weekend, his Indian colleagues invited him to go to Puttaparthi to see Sai Baba. He objected. He said, no, refused. But see, Swami is pulled. He finally said yes. But you know why he wanted to go to Puttaparthi? To disprove Swami. Right? So he went to Puttaparthi. He was sitting on the first row in Sai Kulwant Hall. Swami was coming from the ladies' side, he saw. And he also saw Swami materialize in Vibhuti. Then he had his scientific frame of mind. He wanted to disprove Swami. Okay, let him come to close to me. I will hold Swami's hand. Unfold the robe, the long robe. Because he assumed in his scientific frame of mind, Swami's hand has a tube system, a tube inside. And when Swami moves the hand, Vibhuti flows through the tube. So he will hold Swami's hand, unfold or fold the robe upwards, raise Swami's hand like this and show it to everybody. So now Swami is on the gent side, very close to this particular person. Then Swami was approaching him. You know what Swami did? Swami himself folded the robe, moved the hand and created vibhuti and gave to this man. What happened now? He fell at the lotus feet of Swami. And he came back to Sri Lanka, he started playing the tabla during bhajan session. He gave lectures on Swami, saying, I saw the God in Puttapati. Right. So the journey from I to Sai is the most sacred and blissful journey. But what is amazing in this Kodagoda story is he was an unbeliever. Totally an unbeliever. So from that first stage, he went right to the fourth stage. Third or fourth. Difficult to say. Yes, can I see some more? Right. Now, the journey from I to Sai happens as he wills. Swami wills, not our will. Or as his sankalpa, the same. Swami's will is not like our will. He is beyond the mind. Our wills are with the minds. So our first experience, all of us, our first experience of Swami's will is mysteriously becoming Sai devotees. This happened to millions of the Sai devotees all over the world. Yes. Now I want to ask a question, whether the devotee found Swami or Swami found the devotee. It's a useful, interesting question to answer, but I'm not going to answer that question. What happened to this Professor Kodagoda tells the answer. Yes, we go to the other slide. Now, our first experience of Swami's will is mysteriously becoming a Sai devotee. Since then, our cup in our hand begins to turn upwards. We were thirsty. Why? We were holding the cup downwards. Now, the moment we become a Sai devotee, mysteriously the cup in our hand begins to turn upwards. Yes, please. Next level. Yes. So this turning the cup amounts to developing our faith and bhakti in Swami Swarupa, then detachment from the phenomenal world and attachment to the God. So we love Swami. Next slide, please. Yes. Some more. Yeah. Now see, we all have desires, unless you are a Jivan Mukta or a liberated person. Is it bad? One step, please. This is not bad. Swami never says, especially to households like this, to drop all the desires. Swami talks about sealing on desires. All religions teach the same thing. But our desires within the human values prescribed in religions and also Swami's discourses. But sometimes we go out of this circle, out of our boundary, and develop intense desires and attachments unnecessary. That is where we step out of the path. Then attachments will go to involvements. Involvement is a higher level of attachment. We are spending time, money to achieve the unnecessary things. Yes. Involvements can be worst when it becomes entanglement. That means we are mixing up with unnecessary things. Next is engrossment. The person's life is that. It can be politics, it can be money, whatever it is. Engrossment. So Swami says, all other religions say, don't intensify your attachments, involvements, entanglement, and engrossment. While I was a student in the university, there was an example of this engrossment. Even I like these Hindi movies. So in the Hindi cinema, there was a very handsome actor called Rajesh Khanna, I am sure all of you know. When Rajesh Khanna got married, it was reported in our newspapers, 12 Indian girls committed suicide. My God, that is engrossment with Rajesh Khanna, not with Swami. Engrossment with the worldly object. Right. So we go next. Yes. But we can have attachment and obligations as our ordained or prescribed duty. Now within this black circle, this is where we can play our game. Now my body. For some people, the body is a place of pleasures, sensual pleasures. No. Our body is a temple. Now, if you perceive this as a vehicle to travel to Sai, your body becomes sacred. You have a duty by the body. Keep it clean, healthy, and so forth. And also your core family. Whenever you serve the core family, that is your ordained, or as Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, kartavya karya. So, and to perform all ordained duties within our obligations and even attachment is to some extent permitted. Now I have seen 2 stars out, relatives, neighbors, our workplace, some ordained duty inside the black circle, but maybe outside. Politics or something, that is completely out. So Swami's advice is, do your ordained duty and don't get attached, entangled, or engrossed with what is outside this black circle. Right. Now I'm coming to a very important point. So this is domain of life, this black circle. So we go again. Next slide, please. Yeah. Now there's a theory, very beautiful. If you want to detach, you attach. What is strange? Attachment to the phenomenal world, bondage and grief. Next one. But attachment to God, a blissful life. So that is why I say attach to detach. Next slide. Yes. A powerful way to fast track in this Kali Yuga. I have only 2 slides, don't worry, I'm not taking much time. Meditation on the form of Swami. It's called Rupa Dhyana. Why? Yes, one step. Now, all what we see in the universe is made out of the 5 elements: space, air, fire, water, and solids. And our body, consisting of the 5 elements, is a result of our own past karma. But remember, Swami's form is the only form in the whole universe that is not born out of karma. But he is sent to earth for a mission by the formless, attributeless Brahman, and the Buddhists may say it is Nirvana. We cannot worship the formless Brahman, Nirupi Nirguna, who is beyond the capacity of our senses and mind. So what can you do? We can't worship Brahman straight, formless, attributeless. But if you perceive that Swami's form, the Deha or the body, is not born out of karma and is a reflection of Mahabrahman. Now you, okay, next slide, please. Yes. One step. What you have to do is look at a very faith, bhakti generating picture of Swami. Focus your eyes. Continuous practice of this will take your bhakti to a level of perception where you perceive the form of Swami is beyond the 5 elements and is a reflection of the formless Brahman or Nirvana. So that means what? When you come to that perception, you are worshipping the formless, attributeless Brahman straight. So meditate with the eyes focused on Swami's bhakti generating picture. This way the devotee directly worship the formless. So it is a fast track. Next slide. Next slide, yes. Now I'll stop my presentation with a little puzzle. Now this river is the Chitravati River. I'm sure all of you have seen. Now Dr. Hanumantappa was the Vice Chancellor of the Bangalore University, and then he was also the Vice Chancellor of Swami's University in Puttaparthi. He was very, very close to Swami. Swami has given him lots of visions in dreams, even in the waking state. So one day, Hanumanta had this vision where around this mountain across the Chitravati river, beautiful buildings have come, and Swami has gone to reside there. And a beautiful bridge has been constructed across the river. And Swami comes to the Kulwanthol or the Prashanti area by car over that bridge. And millions of devotees come to Puttaparthi. So this is the vision Dr. Hanumantappa has seen, not seen, given by Swami. So beyond that, I'm not going to tell anything. Right? You can guess or visualize what will happen in the future. Remember, Swami is Purnavata. He has not gone. He's very much with us. So, so with that puzzle, I would like to stop my presentation. Thank you very much to all of us, and may Swami's grace fall on all of us and you especially, and also my special wish, let this global council grow. In fact, it is growing. Even in Sri Lanka, it is growing very well with Swami's grace. So I pray that the Canadian sector also will grow spiritually. A lot of service, we can enlighten the minds and hearts of millions of people. So thank you again for inviting me. Sai Ram. Okay.
Thank you, Uncle Sunanda, for your insightful presentation. Sorry, Uncle, did you want to share a couple of words?
Sorry?
Did you want to share a couple of words or?
Presentation is over.
Okay, I thought you wanted to say something. Thank
No.
you, Uncle, for your beautiful presentation. As Uncle mentioned, the journey from I to Sai is the most sacred journey. And the analogy of turning the cup is a wonderful one. And I'm sure we were all resonated with that. We have only to turn the cup upwards to quench our thirst for devotion or bhakta. Next, I would like to call upon Brother Krishna Ramatur. He is now on the call, our national president for West Indies, to share a few words.
Loving Sai Ram to each and every one of you. Firstly, I must say thank you to Sister Aruna for asking me to say a few words on this very, very auspicious occasion of the inauguration of SSSGC Canada. And of course, today being Krishna Janam Ashtami. Brother Axay, Kalathia, our zone chair, Sister Aruna, chair, president for SSSGC Canada, Brother Balu, president SSSGC USA, all other officers, Sai Ram. It is with all humility that I accept this humble invitation to say a few words. It was really, really interesting and inspiring listening to Brother Kalathia and Professor Sunanda. I hope I got that pronunciation correct. Speak. You know, since we started Global Council, in my humble view, Swami have invited us to be his loving instruments in Global Council to add yet another glorious chapter to Swami's mission. We are stretched across the globe from Canada, USA, West Indies, and the rest of the world where Swami's message is being spread at the present moment. just recently listening to Sri Ved Narayan, and he gave a beautiful talk on one of the things that resonated deeply with me. We just heard the professor say that, Swami haven't gone anywhere. Of course, we know that his physical form is not here with us. But Sri Ved Narayan said, and of course, Swami is omnipresent. He's here, there, and everywhere. We all know this. We call on him at any time, any place. But in Prashanti, every molecule in Prashanti is charged with his divine energy. And this is one of the main reasons that we link ourselves and we stay with Global Council, with that connection with Prashanti Nilayam, where Swami spent his entire life. From there, he gave his mission. I want to take this opportunity to say to all the officers and all the members of SSSGC Canada, congratulations on this inauguration. We know that the task ahead would not always be a very easy and smooth going, but with Swami's grace, his guidance, his love upon us, we would all do his duty with love and devotion, and maybe not in the not too distant future, be able to meet. I've heard it said so many times already that we are looking forward to a pilgrimage to Prashanti Nilayam. So let's hope that that would be possible soon. Thank you all kindly, and may you all enjoy this chapter of the journey with Swami. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you, brother, for your kind words. At this moment, I would like to welcome our National Vice President, Auntie Kumudini Kumarasamy, for our closing remarks. Following the closing remarks, we will have 2 bhajans and conclude with Arati. Thank you, and Sai Ram.
Om Sri Sai Ram. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Sai Ram brothers, sisters, and children. On behalf of the Sri Sathya Sai Global Council, Canada National Team, I wish to thank Swami for his blessings on this special day. Thank you, Dr. Axay Kalathia, Zone 1 Chair, for your inspiring words on this divine occasion. Thank you for answering many of our questions and stressing on the concept of unity in Swami's organization. Thank you to the zonal team members for taking time off their busy schedules to be with us as well on this special day. Sir Balu Karanam, my brother Balu Karanam, for reminding us of our divine duties and for speaking about the divinity within us. Thank you, Professor Sunanda Degamboda, for sharing your wonderful experiences with Swami and for sharing Swami's miracles through your slides. As you move forward with your work in Sri Lanka, I know many devotees will go from I to Sai, and many cups will be turned upwards, and many of them will start reciting the beautiful name of Swami. Brother Krishna, thank you for accepting our invitation, your support and blessings. Thank you to all the devotees from many parts of the world for joining us virtually to celebrate this auspicious occasion. Under the able leadership of Sister Aruna and our talented National Council team of Canada, we look forward to spreading the important message of our beloved Lord, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Love all and serve all. It is such a simple message, but it carries so much meaning, and it will make this world a wonderful and a better place. We will now proceed to conclude the program with two beautiful bhajans sung by Swami, followed by Arati. Thank you everyone for joining us today, and Jai Sai Ram.
Hey Giridhar Gopala, Hey Giridhar Gopala. Madhura Manohara Giridhara Gopala. Giridhara Gopala. Madhava Murahara Madhura Manohara Giridhara Gopala. Madhava Murahara Madhura Giridhara Gopala, Hey Giridhara Gopala, Hey Giridhara Gopala, Hey Giridhara Gopala, Hey Giridhara Gopala. Nanda Kumara Navanite Chora Brundavanam Sanchara Bhaktodhara Balagopala Bhaktodhara Balagopala Giridhara Gopala. Navanite Chora Brundavanam Sanchara Bhaktodhara Balagopala Giridhara Gopala. Paripala Gopilola Radha Hrudaya Vihara Nanda Kumara Brundavana Sanchara Giridhara Gopala. Hey Giridhara Gopala. मधुर मनोहर गिरिधर गोपाल। भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं, हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं, हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं, हरि भजन बिना शांति नहीं, हरि भजन बिना जप ध्यान बिना संयोग नहीं, जप ध्यान बिना संयोग नहीं, प्रभु दर्श बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं, प्रभु दर्श बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं, दय धर्म बिना सत्कर्म नहीं, दय धर्म बिना सत्कर्म नहीं, भगवान बिना कोई अपना नहीं, भगवान बिना कोई अपना नहीं, हरि नाम बिना परमात्मा 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 नहीं, हरि भजन बिना आनंद नहीं, हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं, हरि भजन बिना, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी सत्य साई हरे, भक्त जना संरक्षक, भक्त जना संरक्षक, पति महेश्वरा, ओम जय जगदीश हरे। शशिवदना श्रीकरा, सर्वा प्राणपते, स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते, आश्रित कल्पलतिका, आश्रित कल्पलतिका, आपदान्धवा, ओम जय जगदीश हरे। मातपिता गुरुदैवमु मरियन्तयु नीवे, स्वामी मरियन्तयु नीवे, नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ, नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ, नागेन्द्रशयन, ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी हो साई महादेवा, सत्य साई महादेवा, नारायण नारायण जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की